The land of China receives a heavenly gift every 100 years. The selected person can obtain a powerful golden finger. The person who obtains the golden finger is called the chosen one. The divine selection has endless trumps which can suppress unparalleled arrogance. But once the chosen one's golden finger is guessed correctly, it will die. The traveler Song Tianli has been laying out for 20 years, waiting for the arrival of the golden finger. Chapter 1. Golden Finger, The Way of Go. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The land of China. God-selected city. At this time, tens of thousands of people gathered outside the chosen city. They all moved in unison, looking up at a huge seven-colored auspicious cloud above the city of divine selection. Boom! Suddenly, a roar came from among the seven-colored auspicious clouds. Immediately after, countless streams of light flew out of the auspicious clouds and landed in the city of divine selection. After these streams of light dissipate, the scene within the stream of light is displayed. Basically, they are young people in their teens and 20s. Among these people, some are overjoyed, some are disheartened, and some are heartbroken. Some people take out masks to hide their appearance. Some people make themselves disheveled. Their sole purpose is to conceal their appearance and identity as much as possible. In just a few seconds, these people hid themselves. In the blink of an eye, the originally crowded city of God selection had lost more than half of its population. Some people hid, while others headed towards the outside of the chosen city. At the same time, in some inconspicuous corners outside the chosen city, there were some black-clothed men lurking in ambush. They are silently waiting for the appearance of others. Listen, anyone who comes out of the chosen city will be killed to death. The golden finger of the chosen one, I must get it. Yes, said many people in black together. There are more than one scenes like this, and there are also more than just these ambushed black-clad people. Their purpose is only one. That's to snatch the golden finger. The land of China receives a divine gift every 100 years, which is also a golden finger. The person who obtains the golden finger is called the chosen one. Once you have the golden finger, it's like having a cheat. Therefore, the competition for the golden finger is exceptionally fierce. Every appearance of divine gifts is accompanied by a series of bloody storms. In the city of divine selection, a man dressed in ordinary clothes with a dirty face could no longer see his true appearance. They are all a group of old six, and I hate them the most, he said with a displeased expression. This person's name is Song Tianli, and he is an ordinary good person. Love and dedication, honesty and friendliness, however, only he knows what job he loves and what kind friends he has. He looked at the situation in the chosen city and found that at this moment, there were less than 1/3 of the people visible in the chosen city. He knew that these people, like him, were waiting for the teleportation of the chosen city. Half an hour after the end of the divine bestowal, anyone who remains in the chosen city will be randomly teleported to a certain place on the land of China. If you're lucky, teleport in a safe zone. If you are unlucky, you may teleport to dangerous or even Jedi areas. That's also why some of the people in the chosen city chose to leave. Because no one can guarantee that they will be transported to a safe zone. Instead of gambling on luck, it's better to rely on one's own power and take the initiative to attack. At this moment, Song Tianli was observing the others while waiting. Half an hour passed quickly, and all the people in the chosen city disappeared in an instant. Subsequently, the city of divine selection slowly disappeared. And the fighting outside the chosen city is still ongoing, with blood flowing into a river. Everywhere there are amputated limbs and arms, making people nauseous. After a moment of dizziness, Song Tianli felt that he was already grounded. He opened his eyes and looked around, with a slight smile on his face. He is currently in a park. Outside the park, there is a bustling traffic. It seems that I'm lucky. He was not in a hurry to leave, but came to a corner that would not be seen by anyone. Later, he took out some strange things from his pocket. A few minutes later, a middle-aged man who appeared to be in his 30s or 60s, with dark skin and a scruffy beard, walked out of the corner. After planning for nearly 20 years, I finally didn't waste it in vain. Starting from today, I took off, and even Jesus couldn't stop what I said. Song Tianli said and touched his chest with his hand. There is an ancient coin on his chest that only he can see. This is a symbol only available to the chosen one. My golden finger should be considered a conceptual golden finger. The most powerful kind, earn blood. The golden finger of the chosen one is not always the same. The people of the land of China divide these golden fingers into 3 classes in total. The third class is the golden finger for items. For example, a sword, a tower, a monument, a cauldron. This type of golden finger has the lowest level. The second class is the golden finger of logic. This type of golden finger has no specific direction. As long as it conforms to logic, it can become a golden finger. The first class is the conceptual golden finger. Conceptual gold hands do not emphasize logic and are sometimes incredibly powerful. Of course, such golden fingers are also exceptionally rare. According to Song Tianli's judgment, the golden finger he possesses is of the first class. Of course, having a golden finger does not necessarily mean that it will take off. When you haven't grown up, sometimes the golden finger is not a helping hand, but a disaster. Because in the first 3 days of obtaining the golden finger, the host needs to fuse with the golden finger. In the process of fusion, if it cracks, the golden finger will be snatched away by others. So, as a divine selector, one should be cautious in the early stages. Wear socks first and then shoes, be a grandson first and then a grandfather. What is grandpa? Dad's dad is called grandpa. As Song Tianli walked towards the outside of the park, he hummed a rhyme he had heard from somewhere. Compared to Go, he believed that no one in the entire land of China could match him. After all, he has been living in the land of China for 20 years. He has some insights into the way of Go. I also want to thank a senior brother for this. He is the founder of Goji Dao. Senior brother has a wise saying. If there is only a 98% chance of going here and rounding it up, what is the difference between it and sending someone to death? There was also a certain Han running away, frowning and retreating behind others. Because of these, Song Tianli seemed to have opened up the Ren and Du meridians, and from then on, he was unstoppable. His motto: I want to walk from south to north, I want to walk from white to black, I want people to see me, but they don't know who I am. This motto, although just a lyric, deeply summarizes the essence of the way of Go. Since he has arrived on the land of China, the way of pursuing excellence must be carried forward in his hands. We cannot embarrass our senior brother. Heaven does not give birth to him, Song Tianli, and the way is eternal like a long night. After 20 years of hard work, he firmly believed that the way of hard work is the great way. That year, with both hands in my pockets, I had no idea what an opponent was. Song Tianli hummed an inexplicable tune and walked out of the park. Chapter 2. A lie, received 100 yuan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dressed up as a middle-aged man, Song Tianli walked out of the park and found that some people were flying objects in the sky. On the street, there are still people shuttling around like flashes. For the sake of the golden finger, the action was really fast. Song Tianli silently said in his heart. He knows what these people are looking for, so they are naturally suspicious individuals. The people of the chosen city were recently teleported away, and they may have been teleported to any place in the divine realm. Once those powerful individuals can discover the person being teleported, it is possible to obtain the golden finger from them. After all, 3 days have not yet passed. Song Tianli ignored these and reached out his hand. A taxi appeared in front of him. Master, go to the electronic city. Okay. The taxi driver stepped on the gas pedal and the taxi sped forward. The land of China is a world dominated by cultivation and supplemented by technology. A practitioner has only one purpose, to become a god. However, the matter of becoming a god can be said lightly. For thousands of years, there have been very few people who have truly become gods. And every time one becomes a god, it is accompanied by various bloody storms. The matter of becoming a god is still too far away from Song Tianli, and he is too lazy to think too much. When we really reach that point, let's talk about it. The most important thing now is to focus on the current situation. So, Song Tianli took out his phone, opened the short video app, and quickly scrolled through it, as if searching for something. A few minutes later, his fingers stopped. He frowned slightly, his eyes fixed on the screen, and a hint of confusion flashed in his eyes. I saw on the screen that if you were given the invincibility of Vajra, but with a life gate. Once the life gate is hit, you will undoubtedly die. Would you be willing to do so? Faced with the content displayed on this short video, Song Tianli hesitated for a while before swiping his finger over it. He is conflicted because he is also a chosen one. And his golden fingers are very interesting. He can choose whether to obtain the abilities and items in the multiple choice questions he encounters. The so-called if but type multiple choice questions refer to what kind of ability does it give you, but at what cost. When you choose this ability, you have to bear the cost that comes with it. Just like the multiple choice question that Song Tianli encountered earlier, if he is willing, he can have the invincibility of the diamond. But there will be a lifeline. Once hit, there is no doubt of death. He chose to give up because of the probability issue. The life gate may be very hidden, but once faced with an overwhelming attack, it is easy to be hit. In that way, according to the rules, one will undoubtedly die. No matter how small the probability of death is, Song Tianli would not choose it. So he continued scrolling through his phone, searching for multiple choice questions of different types. His golden fingers can be used once a day. As long as he doesn't make the final choice, he can keep searching. Quickly, Song Tianli came across another multiple choice question. If someone tells you a panic, you can get 100 yuan, but you will be in debt of 10 million yuan. Would you be willing to do so? When Song Tianli saw this choice, he chose to be willing without hesitation. Ding dong. The next second, a text message popped up on his phone. Your debit card account 1159 was disbursed 10 million yuan on April 1st, with a balance of 0.9988715.21 yuan. Upon seeing this text message, Song Tianli's face showed a hint of helplessness. He used to be a household worth 10,000 yuan, but now he has made this choice and suddenly becomes a millionaire. However, he has no regrets about it at all. Because his ability seems average, he needs someone to tell him 100,000 lies in order to earn back 10 million. He chose this ability not for the sake of making money, but rather to gain the ability to discern the truth. This is a conceptual ability. No conceptual ability is weak. If a person feels that their conceptual ability is weak, it is mostly due to their insufficient cognition. Conceptual abilities have no upper limit. Master, do you think I'm handsome? Suddenly, Song Tianli looked at the driver and asked. He is planning to verify his abilities. Handsome. The driver may not have expected that Song Tianli would ask him so suddenly, so he said perfunctorily. Song Tianli's current attire has dark skin, a shaky beard, and is not directly related to his handsome appearance. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. Just as the driver's words fell, a voice came from Song Tianli's phone. Upon hearing this sound, the driver's face showed no expression or association. Because 100 yuan is not a big deal, his words fell off, and coincidentally someone transferred money to Song Tianli, which is also normal. But there was a slight smile on the corner of Song Tianli's mouth, and his ability was verified. I don't know if it's possible to get stuck with a bug. Suddenly, Song Tianli's anger surged with this idea. If someone tells a lie to themselves, they can get 100 yuan. If the other party keeps saying, then isn't it that I have always had income? Find a chance to give it a try. Quickly, the taxi arrived at the electronic city. Master, to be honest, am I handsome or not? Song Tianli asked again before getting off the car. Handsome, especially handsome. The customer is God, and the driver can only say very against his heart. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. The driver did not hear this sentence because Song Tianli had already worn Bluetooth earphones before asking this question. So, only he himself heard the voice message of receiving 100 yuan. In this way, the fare will be paid. Haha. Master, I think you're also very handsome. Song Tianli said, then closed the car door and walked towards the electronic city. He came to the electronic city to buy a mobile phone. Although he has a phone now, he needs a backup phone just in case. Because he was worried that after a phone accident, he would be unable to use his golden finger. Of course, his golden finger does not necessarily need to be displayed through short videos on his phone, any type of multiple-choice question is acceptable. However, few people in life say this, so Song Tianli can only achieve it through the internet. People on the internet who speak well and have big minds are the most suitable choice. However, all of this must have happened unintentionally and cannot be designed like writing a script. That would have no effect. The golden finger of the chosen one may be powerful, but it will not make one ascend to the sky in one step. It will have a specific auxiliary limit based on the strength of the chosen one. Not only Song Tianli, but also all the chosen gods. Usually, the golden finger of the divine selection is an auxiliary cultivator and does not directly help people improve their strength. For example, the golden finger, which can accelerate cultivation speed, can increase cultivation speed by 10 to 100 times and enhance strength. But if you don't cultivate, you will definitely not improve your strength. Chapter 3. For C's Express you are listening at novelfull.audio. Welcome, said a salesperson as Song Tianli walked into the mobile phone store. Welcome. Just 2 steps away, another person said. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. At this moment, Song Tianli heard a voice prompt for the payment in his earphones. This caught a hint of surprise in his eyes. He didn't do anything just now. So he turned his head and looked at the salesperson behind him who said, "Welcome to visit." He noticed that the salesperson had a sleepy expression on his face, full of resentment. He could see that this salesperson was not targeting him, but for other reasons. But the words he said to himself, "Welcome," were not sincere. It's still interesting. Song Tianli said silently in his heart. He discovered the new world, a new way of making money. You don't need to ask questions yourself, as long as what the other person says to you is against your heart, then you can earn income. That's a lot of room for manipulation. However, not now. For Song Tianli, the most important thing now is to spend these 3 days safely. In this way, his golden fingers can truly belong to him. So he bought 2 new phones and 3 large power banks at the phone store and left. Although Song Tianli is now a millionaire, his original money can still be used. But it will be cleared regularly. He doesn't know the consequences if he doesn't pay the money back then. It's time to go back. After leaving the electronic city, Song Tianli looked up at the sky and said lightly. He found that there were still people flying objects in the sky. For the search of the chosen ones, this is just beginning. The next 3 days will become increasingly severe. Especially on the 3rd day. Because on the 3rd day, all the chosen ones will be exposed. There are 3 ways to live through the 3rd day. Firstly, hand over the golden finger. Secondly, find a strong enough person or force to be your support. Thirdly, find a perfect way to hide. Among these 3 methods, no one will use the first one. Because the golden finger is an opportunity to change one's fate against the heavens, no one is willing to hand it over until the last moment. There are also very few people who choose the second method. Because except for close relatives, everyone else may have the golden finger for themselves. So, the vast majority of divine selectors will choose the third method. They will use these 3 days to develop their golden fingers. In that way, it is possible to perfectly avoid the third day. At that time, the sky will be high and birds will fly, while the sea will be wide and fish will leap. Moreover, once the dust settles on the matter of the golden finger, those forces that were originally searching, trapping, and killing may actually turn around and make friends. When the outcome is determined, make the most favorable choice for yourself. There are no eternal enemies, only eternal benefits. Thinking of this, Song Tianli took out his phone and sent a text message. 76, Wudong Street, Kunzu. He sent this text message to a number without any notes. Quickly, the other party replied to the message. It's very simple, only 2 words. Understood. After reading this text message, Song Tianli immediately deleted all the messages he sent and received. Then he looked up at 76 shops on Wudong Street beside him and walked Indiana. This is a noodle shop, the kind commonly seen on the street. Boss, a large plate of chicken mixed noodles with noodles. Song Tianli said to the boss inside. He was already starving, just because there were some things he had to do first. Okay, please wait a moment, the boss said warmly. After finding a corner to sit down, Song Tianli took out his phone and opened the phone map. He navigated the distance to Qianzhou. There are a total of 9 major states on the land of Shenzhou, namely Xuanzhou, Lizhou, Kunzu, Zhenzhou, Duzhou, Quanzhou, Zhenzhou, Qianzhou, and Zhongzhou. This is distributed according to the 9 palaces and 8 trigrams. In addition to these 9 major states, there are also some places beyond the 9 provinces. For example, the previously chosen city. The reason why Song Tianli checked the route of Qianzhou is because his home is located in Qianzhou. He plans to go home now. Not far or near, over 700 kilometers. If you're driving, it'll take about a whole day and you'll be able to get there. In terms of time, it's completely within reach. Quickly, the boss brought up a large plate of chicken mixed noodles. Song Tianli put away his phone and quickly wolfed it down. Just as he was eating, 2 men in their 30s walked in from outside. They looked very ordinary, with a bit dirty on their faces, and at first glance they knew they were suffering. However, they were wearing uniforms with the words, 4 Seas Express, printed on them. The so-called 4 Seas Express refers to a logistics company called 4 Seas. Sihai Logistics is the largest logistics company in China, located in 9 major states. It is not an exaggeration to say that they can deliver to any place within the 9 major states. These 2 people looked around the store and finally walked toward Song Tianli. Boss, 2 large plates of chicken mixed noodles. Please hurry up, said one of them. By the time they finished speaking, they had already sat across from Song Tianli's table. Here, your clothes. There's a rush today. After you finish your meal, go to Qianzhou. Another person threw a coat with the words, 4 Seas Express, to Song Tianli and said. Does the boss have any instructions? Song Tianli took the clothes and asked as he looked at the 2 of them. The boss only said one thing, this batch of goods must be delivered to Qianzhou before midnight tomorrow evening. Someone over there is in a hurry to get it, one person replied. Okay, you reply to the boss, I will definitely deliver the goods safely and on time. Time is tight, so I'll leave first. You 2 can eat slowly. Song Tianli quickly finished the remaining mixed noodles on the plate and said to the 2 of them. The 2 of them didn't speak, just waved their hands. Song Tianli ignored the 2 of them and put on the clothes printed with 4 Seas Express before leaving the noodle shop. At the entrance of the noodle shop, there was a special delivery car from the 4 Seas Express. He opened the passenger door and sat inside. Then, the car drove away. All of this did not attract anyone's attention. Because such scenes are too common. Moreover, it is well known that employees of Sihai Express love to eat large plates of chicken mixed noodles. After getting on the car, Song Tianli only said one sentence to the driver. "I'm a bit tired, take a nap first." "If you're tired, remember to call me," he said, then put down his armchair and began to fall asleep. During this period of time, he has really been exhausted and needs to rest well. The driver ignored Song Tianli and drove forward on his own. Song Tianli fell asleep, unaware that as time passed, more and more, for Seas Express, cars gathered together. At the beginning, they were the only ones. In less than half an hour, 7 vehicles were reached. And their car is in the middle of all the cars. Chapter 4. First encounter of the divine Elector. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 7 trucks, almost identical, still have rows on the road. However, when people see the words clearly on it, they feel nothing. For the 4 Seas Express, traveling in a convoy is nothing but normal. However, when they reached the highway intersection, they were stopped by a bunch of police officers. At this moment, Song Tianli also woke up. "Ladies and gentlemen, are you blocking my 4 Seas Express delivery car? Is there anything wrong?" At this moment, a man in his 50s got off the car at the front of the convoy and asked. "Ladies and gentlemen, a twisted killer has appeared in Kunzu and is now hiding. We have received orders to block all intersections and conduct routine inspections. Please cooperate. Could you please take out all your ID cards and work permits, please," said the leading police officer as he looked at the crowd. Upon hearing him say so, Song Tianli smiled inwardly. What kind of nonsense, twisted killer? These people must be looking for the chosen one. After all, many divine beings are randomly teleported, and Kunzu may appear. Although aware of this, they must cooperate in the face of police questioning. The police represent the official of the land of China. So, all the people on the 4 Seas Express got off the car and took out their identification documents. Song Tianli is no exception. He dares to dress up like he is now, so naturally he has been fully prepared. ID card, work permit, everything is complete. After reading the documents, the police officers were ready to leave. Bang! At this moment, a huge roar suddenly came from a distance. Everyone heard the sound and went away, and a car exploded directly. At the moment of the explosion, a figure rushed towards the distance. His speed is extremely fast, like a phantom. Abnormal killer. Upon seeing this scene, Song Tianli and the police in front of them shouted loudly. Immediately, the 2 figures flashed and took off in an instant. The police force is not weak, at least 2 divine treasures have been opened, said an employee of the 4 Seas Express, seeing the police's movements. It's not certain if they are police, said another employee. Song Tianli didn't speak, but silently stared at the figure in the distance. According to his speculation, it is very likely that the figure is a chosen one. All the chosen ones are in a competitive relationship. Song Tian idealism wants to see what abilities this divine selector has. In case of encountering it, I will also be mentally prepared. The besieged chosen one is now standing on the roof of a car. At this moment, he found himself surrounded. He wasn't too nervous about this. I saw him cross his hands and a large amount of white smoke emanated from his body, enveloping him. At the next moment, a figure rushed out of the white smoke and rushed towards the east. The police quickly chased after them. Quickly, the chosen one was caught up with. When the police grabbed the Elector's arm and tried to capture him, suddenly the Elector's body turned into a white smoke. Not good, it's fake. At this moment, another figure rushed out of the white smoke and headed southeast. Numerous police officers are chasing towards the southeast direction again. However, these police officers had just caught up halfway, and figures rushed out of the white smoke one after another. In the blink of an eye, there were hundreds of them all densely packed. These identical figures dazzle people. It's hard to tell which one is the real body of the chosen one. Good guy, the technique of multiple shadow clones. Song Tianli exclaimed in his heart. He saw several clones rushing towards his direction. Kill all. The leading police officer shouted loudly in the face of such a situation. Immediately, all the police, either using firearms or using martial arts, attacked the numerous clones of the Chosen One. Poo 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 poo. All the clones that were attacked turned into a white smoke and disappeared. However, at this point, not only did the clone disappear, but even the real body disappeared. This made everyone frown. Because they didn't see how the Chosen One disappeared. Sure enough, none of the Chosen Ones are easy to deal with, Song Tianli said silently in his heart. The most unique aspect of being a divine selector is not their powerful abilities, but their diverse and varied trump cards. Killing or capturing a Chosen One is not an easy task. If the realm is comparable, only the Chosen Ones can deal with them. The rest of the people only have the privilege of being abused. Everyone disperse and search carefully, the police officer led by them shouted loudly. He can be certain that the Chosen One did not escape, but rather hid among the crowd. However, there are many people here, and it is not easy to find the Chosen One from the hidden ones. Officer, are we still in a hurry? Is the investigation time here too long? That's right, if you can't catch anyone, will you keep us here? Maybe they had already escaped earlier. Officer, you guys are a bit incompetent. When I saw you looking down, I actually ran away. For a moment, all the people who were stuck at the highway intersection shouted. Among them, there is no shortage of people with strength and background. Faced with these people, these police officers really dare not keep blocking them. The person who checked their ID just now can leave first. Helplessly, the leading police officer could only say so. Upon hearing him say this, those who could leave cheered and each got into their respective cars. During this period, the leading police officer stared at these people without blinking, searching for suspicious individuals. But there was no discovery. Song Tianli and the others also got on the car separately. When the convoy of 4 Seas Express passed by a service area, it stopped. What's wrong, do you want to refuel? Song Tianli asked at this moment. There's an unexpected guest in the convoy. Li Chang replied. Li Chang is the driver of the same car as Song Tianli. Also the captain of this team. Upon hearing these words, Song Tianli's eyes lit up. Is that him? The first thing that came to his mind was the Chosen One just now. He didn't expect to confront the Chosen One so soon. Come out, do we still need to take action? After getting off the car, Li Chang kicked under the car and said. A few seconds after his words fell, a figure emerged from under the car. A few strong individuals. I hid so deeply that I didn't expect to be discovered by you, said the Chosen One. Do you think you can escape from us? Li Chang asked again. Before he said this, several other employees of Sihai Kuaishou had already surrounded the Chosen One. Chapter 5. The skills of Hokage shine into reality. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Faced with the encirclement of Li Chang and others, the face of the Chosen One became extremely ugly. Because he could feel that the strength of these people was much stronger than those of the police. He may not be able to escape from the encirclement of so many people. He took advantage of the chaos and hid in the convoy, thinking he could leave unnoticed. As a result, he fell from the wolf's den into the tiger's den. If you have any conditions, feel free to mention them. How can I leave? The Chosen One looked at several people and asked. As long as he can leave today, he can agree to any conditions. As the Chosen One, what he needs most now is enough time for indecent development. What's your name? At this moment, Song Tianli approached and asked. Li Ziki, said the divine selector. A person wandering in the rivers and lakes cannot be without a vest. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. As soon as the voice of the Chosen One finished speaking, the earphones worn by Song Tianli's ears rang with a mobile phone beep. What's your name? He asked again. Lying in front of him is a bit ridiculous. Li Ziki. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. Last time, what's your name? Song Tianli asked again. Yi Fan. Seeing Song Tianli's serious gaze, the divine selector changed his name. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. If you really don't want to say it, then forget it. We don't necessarily need to know what your name is. Seeing Song Tianli's expression, the divine selector knew that the other party had a way to determine whether they were lying. My name is Anban. When the chosen one uttered this name, Song Tianli almost spat out a mouthful of saliva. His first thought was that this name must be another vest. However, to his surprise, the phone prompt did not sound. That is to say, the other party's real name is Anban. Why not call it Shimoto? Song Tianli roast in his heart. Shimoto may not be familiar with the name of the land of China, but the anime lovers of the Blue Star people can't be more familiar with it. That's right, Song Tianli is actually a shameless interloper. However, he was not the kind of traveler who occupied the magpie's nest, but directly crossed into his mother's womb. It has been 20 years since then. He appears so calm when facing divine gifts. That's because he has been preparing since he heard about the chosen one. I have been fully prepared for over a decade. And I have made 2 preparations. If I can also become a chosen one, then naturally everything is easy to say. If he cannot become the chosen one, he will become a hunter. He will use his preparation over the past decade to hunt down one, or even multiple chosen ones. He is too aware of how powerful a person with golden fingers is. Are you the chosen one? Song Tianli asked again. No. And Ben denied this without even thinking about it. Payment wallet received 100 yuan. Upon hearing the phone prompt, Song Tianli smiled slightly at the corner of his mouth. He didn't ask further because the prompt sound could already confirm the other person's identity. Li Gu, I'm done asking. Song Tianli turned his head and said to Li Chang at this moment. It's easy for you to leave. Becoming a person from all over the world. Although Song Tianli didn't say anything, Li Chang was able to understand Anban's identity through his expression. For a chosen one, if they can be subdued, then the benefits are unquestionable. Sorry, I don't have the habit of treating others like dogs. Anban said something, and a large amount of white smoke came out from around his body. The next second, just like before, countless clones rushed out of the white smoke and rushed towards the surroundings. Regarding this, Li Chang didn't even lift his eyelids. Next to him, an employee from all over the world waved his palm and countless golden threads gushed out. These golden threads turned into a large net, enveloping all of Anban's clone. When Anban's clone touched the golden net, it instantly turned into white smoke and disappeared. However, the remaining momentum of the golden net remained unchanged and continued to shrink towards Anban. Seeing this scene, Anban was instantly shocked and pale. He didn't expect that his move would be so easily resolved. As the golden net was about to completely envelop him, he quickly hugged his chest with both hands. Bang! The next second, his figure disappeared. Instead, it is a trash can. And Anban's figure appeared 20 meters away just now. This is a stunt double. Seeing this scene, Song Tianli's eyes paused. If it's just a simple stunt, he won't feel anything. After all, the land of China is originally a world primarily focused on cultivation. Having various skills is considered normal. However, the previous Anban used a technique similar to multiple shadow clones. The combination of these 2 skills inevitably reminds him of a possibility. The skills from Naruto have been brought into reality. Of course, he cannot confirm this 100% yet. He needs to observe again. After appearing 20 meters away, Anban quickly increased his speed to the extreme and raced towards the distance. Facing each other head-on, he is definitely not a match for people like Sihai. The only thing we can do is to use our means to escape. Although his speed is not slow, people from all over the world are faster. One of the employees suddenly split into 6 and instantly blocked Anban's path. Faced with this situation, Anban placed his right finger in front of his mouth, and suddenly, a huge fireball sprayed out of his mouth. The art of the giant fireball. Song Tianli hurriedly said in his heart. He can now confirm that Aben's golden finger is to concretize the skills in Naruto. 1 or 2 skills are coincidences, but when the third skill appears, it can no longer be a coincidence. Thinking of this, Song Tianli suddenly reached out his hand and touched his chest. On his chest, there is a black ancient coin. There is a portrait of Song Tianli himself on this ancient coin. Every chosen one has such an object. This is a symbol of the identity of the chosen one. This object is called divine coin. When a divine selector guesses the golden finger of another divine selector, they can use divine coins to activate the divine cutting platform. After the divine cutting platform is activated, 2 divine selectors will be enveloped for divine cutting. When the golden finger is guessed correctly, then the chosen one will die. Thus deprived of the identity of the chosen one. The chosen one who guesses the gold finger correctly will receive the gold finger of the deceased chosen one. Thus, having 2 golden fingers. For the chosen one, the golden finger can be stacked and has no upper limit. However, if you guess wrong, you will pay an extremely heavy price. Mild to severe injury, severe to death. Chapter 6. First request for divine judgment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It is precisely because of this that the divine selector will not activate the divine cutting platform without 100% certainty. Because all the chosen ones are old 6. One by one, hidden very deeply. Maybe what you see is what others want you to see. It is highly possible to fall into a trap by guessing someone else's golden finger based on what they have shown. But at this point, Song Tianli can be certain that Anban's golden finger is to concretize the skills in Naruto. Because these chosen ones have just emerged from the chosen city and have not had enough time to develop obscenely. And now that we are in a desperate stage, if we continue to hide and hide, we are not seeking our own death. Thinking of this, Song Tianli's eyes flashed with a hint of killing intent. He is hesitating whether to activate the divine cutting platform. Because he has not undergone any divine cutting before, I don't know what will happen once the divine cutting platform is activated. He is worried that too much noise will expose himself. Killing enemies is important, but preserving oneself is even more crucial. After some thought, he decided to wait first. If these employees from Seahike can kill Anban, then he doesn't need to take action. At this point, Anban had truly started to work hard. Various familiar skills of Song Tianli are constantly being used by Anban. However, perhaps because Anban's time to obtain the golden finger was too short, the skills he unleashed were not very powerful. At this point, he had already been cornered by several employees from all over the world. At this moment, he was panting as he looked at the approaching employees from all over the world, with a hint of determination in his eyes. He also has a powerful skill. Once used, he will definitely be able to get out of trouble. However, this skill is too powerful and he only has a preliminary grasp. If he doesn't perform it well, it may bring danger to himself. He is unwilling to do so unless absolutely necessary. But now, there's no other way. I saw him take out a black circular iron piece from his arms, with a black mark on it. This is the mark of the Flying Thunder God. Song Tianli saw the mark on the iron plate and immediately understood what the other party was going to do. If this circular iron plate is thrown out with force, it can fly far. Once the Flying Thunder God is successfully deployed, it can easily escape the encirclement of the crowd. Thinking of this, Song Tianli's palm passed over his chest, and in an instant, the divine coin appeared in his hand. He threw it at Anban. "Please be divine," he murmured in his mouth. The next second, the divine coin erupted into two dazzling beams of light in the air that only Song Tianli and Unben could see. Quickly, these two beams of light enveloped the two of them. The two of them were in a daze for a moment, and their consciousness left their bodies. When the two opened their eyes, they found themselves appearing on the palm of a huge statue. Song Tianli felt very clearly that his body could not move, as if he was tied to a tiger stool in various ways. How dare you activate the divine cutting platform? Anben looked at Song Tianli with an incredulous expression. He carefully looked at Song Tianli's appearance and found that he didn't know him. I don't know where he came from, so I immediately activated the divine cutting platform. Sorry, you game over, Song Tianli said lightly. Although their bodies cannot move, they can speak. Game over. Are you sure you know what my golden finger is? Anben said in a disdainful tone. He had checked before and found that there was no Naruto in the land of China. Song Tianli couldn't possibly know what his golden finger was. Divine cutting begins. Please tell me what his golden finger is. At this moment, the huge statue spoke. He naturally said this to Song Tianli, because it was the divine cutting platform he initiated. Concretize the skills in Naruto. Possess the skills of the characters in Naruto. Song Tianli was afraid that he might not express himself clearly in one sentence, so he deliberately explained it in a different way. Actually, at this moment, he is also quite nervous. Because although he has a great deal of confidence in his heart, he doesn't know if his statement is feasible. If it doesn't work out, then it's him who's the one who's done for. Upon hearing Song Tianli's words, Anben's face instantly turned pale. How could you possibly know? He asked in an incredulous tone. Guess correctly. Divine cut activated, golden finger deprived, said the statue. Ah! In the next second, Unben let out a scream. Immediately after, the divine coin on his body flew out of him and flew towards Song Tianli. At this moment, Song Tianli realized that he could move. He reached out his hand and held Anben's divine coin in his hand. At that moment, his expression flickered again, and he felt as if he was rapidly falling from a height. Song Tianli in the service area seemed like a sleeping person had a nightmare and quickly opened his eyes. He saw that Anben, who was originally preparing to launch the flying thunder god, suddenly collapsed with lifeless eyes. The period of time I spent on the divine cutting platform just now, in reality, only lasted for a maximum of 3 seconds. When Song Tianli said these words, he lowered his head and glanced at his palm. He found an extra divine coin in his palm. I won the bet, from now on, I will have 2 golden fingers. Song Tianli said excitedly. He admitted that he had a gambling element in launching the divine cutting platform before. Fortunately, he made the right bet. Give it a try, bike to motorcycle. Take a gamble, the car will become a Land Rover. Now he has changed from a bicycle to a motorcycle. And during this period, there were no earth-shattering anomalies. For Song Tianli, this could not be better. Anben suddenly fell, which startled the employees of Shihai who were fighting him and quickly retreated a few meters. They thought Aben was going to launch some big move. After all, they could just see that Anben took out something that seemed very powerful from his arms. He's dead. At this moment, one person stepped forward to check Anben's breath and turned to the others. How could he die so well? Another person asked in confusion. Clean up, let's hurry and leave. Li Chang said hastily at this moment. Anben is a matter of the chosen ones, although only a few of them know. But the battle just now has already caught the attention of many people. If someone with intentions discovers Anben's identity, it will also be a great trouble for them all over the world. After all, golden fingers are too tempting. So, the people from all over the world quickly cleaned the battlefield and Anben's body, and left the service area. Next, they headed south towards Qianzhou. During this period, Song Tianli closed his eyes and seemed to be sleeping. In fact, he is studying the newly acquired golden finger. Chapter 7. The Grade of Gold Fingers. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Song Tianli is quite interested in the character skills in Fire Shadow. Especially the technique of doubling. After research, he found that although he can now possess the skills of these characters, they are not unlimited. According to the different realms of the Chosen One, the abilities that can be embodied also vary. For example, the technique of multiple shadow clones that Anban had previously used. Opening a divine treasure can only split 10 clones at a time. Open 2 divine treasures, which can split up to 100 clones at once. Open 3 divine treasures, which can split 200 clones at once. Open 4 divine treasures, which can split 500 clones at once. Open the 5 divine treasures, which can split up to 1,000 clones at once. On the journey of cultivation on the land of Shenzhou, there is only one sentence. Concentrate on the divine element, open the 5 treasures, gather in the 6 prefectures, and step on the path of the divine. The meaning is also very simple. After condensing the divine element, open the 5 divine treasures in the human body, condense 6 chi mansions in the body, and you are qualified to embark on the path of becoming a god. Each time a divine treasure is opened, 3 layers of constraints need to be broken, so the 5 divine treasure realms are divided into early, middle, and late stages. This golden finger is very good, it can definitely be considered a second-class golden finger, Song Tianli said silently in his heart. The golden finger of the Chosen One is not always the same. The people of the land of China divide these golden fingers into 3 classes in total. The 3rd class is the golden finger for items. For example, a sword, a tower, a monument, a cauldron. The 2nd class is the golden finger of logic. This type of golden finger has no specific direction, as long as it conforms to logic, it can become a golden finger. The 1st class is the conceptual golden finger. Conceptual golden fingers are not logical and sometimes powerful enough to be outrageous. Of course, such golden fingers are also exceptionally rare. Starting from today, I will be a disguiser. Hee hee. Song Tianli's face showed a smile full of Lao Lu's aura. Next, there was nothing to say along the way. The convoy of 4 Seas Express arrived in Qianzhou smoothly at around 5 p.m. the next day. Everyone, thank you. A man with a big belly and a bit of a silly appearance came to greet everyone. This person's name is Qian Sheng, and he is the general manager of 4 Seas Express. It's not hard, just do your job well. Mr. Qian, since the goods have been safely delivered, I will go home and rest first, Song Tianli said to Mr. Qian at this moment. Not many people know exactly what the goods he is referring to are. Okay, I'll give you the bonus tomorrow. Qian Sheng said with a smile on his face. Then, Song Tianli nodded slightly at him and turned around to leave. He took a taxi and walked towards his own home. All of this seemed ordinary and did not attract anyone's attention. Song Tianli's home is a small courtyard with a bungalow waiting to be demolished in the old city of Qianzhou. After getting off the car, he didn't go straight home, but walked into a pine forest. 10 minutes later, a young face walked out from the other side of the pine forest. Song Tianli restored his original appearance. Dad, Mom, I'm back. Song Tianli shouted loudly as he walked into his bungalow courtyard. However, there was no response in the room. For this scene, Song Tianli seemed to have anticipated it long ago. He looked around cautiously and then entered his room. The technique of multiple shadow clones. Subsequently, he split into a clone. And his essence came into the wardrobe in the room. In the wardrobe, there were only 2 clothes hanging, and he gently pulled the hook. Suddenly, the base of the wardrobe under my feet began to descend. In the end, Song Tianli arrived at a passage. He arrived at a room in the nearby courtyard through the passage. From this room, you can just see every move in their yard. He lay on the window and looked for a while, only to find that no one was following him, and then he breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. As the saying goes, the cunning rabbit has 3 holes. Song Tianli wouldn't let himself be caught in a jar. There are many people who know about their own homes, but there are not many who know about their secret base. Dang dang. Suddenly, someone knocked on the courtyard door of Song Tianli's house. He quickly looked through the glass and found that it was one of his neighbors. What is his real name? Song Tianli can't remember it very clearly, but he remembers that the other person's nickname is Tai Tu. The two of them claim to be neighbors, but it's not accurate because they only know each other and their relationship is not very good. Moreover, the courtyards where the two families live differ by several hundred meters. As far as Song Tianli knows, this Iron Head is a small thug who bullies men and women, sneaks around, and does everything. In this area, the reputation is not very good. Song Tianli doesn't know why the other party came to find him. So his clone walked out of the room and opened the courtyard door. Is there anything wrong? Song Tianli asked expressionlessly. There's a good thing, a big good thing. Let's go in and talk. Ironhead said, and walked into the yard on his own. Song Tianli frowned, but did not stop him. He actually wants to see what this Ironhead is going to do. If you have anything to say, just say it. After sitting down in the yard, Song Tianli said. Do you know the Song family, one of the 3 major families in Qianzhou? Speaking of which, we are still from our own family. Ironhead asked. I've heard of it. What's wrong with the Song family? Song Tianli asked with a puzzled expression on his face. According to the reliable information I have received, the young master of the Song family, Song 13, will face the whole Qianzhou in 2 days and recruit henchmen. As long as we can be selected, we will be rewarded 1 million on the spot, and from then on, we will eat delicious food and drink spicy food. Moreover, with the wealth of the Song family, if young Master Song rewards us casually in the future, it will be enough for us to have enough food and clothing for the rest of our lives. We'll go together and have some care, Ironhead said as he looked at Song Tianli. Upon hearing him say so, Song Tianli's eyebrows furrowed slightly. He didn't frown because of the strange behavior of the young master of the Song family, but because of his relationship with Ironhead, there was no need for the other party to pull him to do such a thing. They're not that close. Sure, I really want to find a job, Song Tianli agreed. That's okay, let's go together then. By the way, what have you been doing these past few days? I've come to see you twice, but you're not at home, Ironhead casually asked. Sihai Kuaishou had a job that was quite urgent, so I went to do it for 2 days, Song Tianli replied. How do I feel like it's not? You haven't been here these days, so you're heading to the chosen city, right? Heavenly Justice, to be honest with you, have you become a superior divine selector? Ironhead asked in a casual tone. Sure enough, things are not that simple. Song Tianli said silently to himself upon hearing these words. He knew that Ironhead would never come to him just because of the young master of the Song family's recruitment of lackeys. Chapter 8. 3 Kingdoms Kill Card Skills. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Do you think someone like me can become a chosen one? This kind of unfortunate change of fate, how can it turn to me? There is no smoke coming from our ancestral tomb, said Song Tianli calmly. That's not necessarily true. The birth of the chosen one has never had any pattern, anyone can have it. You happen to be absent these 2 days, isn't it too coincidental? Ironhead asked with a smile. No coincidence makes a book. If I had really become the chosen one, I wouldn't have been able to come back here. I should find a place to hide quickly, otherwise someone will find me, Song Tian explained. You said that, that's true. Then I'll leave. 3 days later, we'll go to the Song family to apply together. Tai Tu said, standing up and preparing to leave. However, his body, which had just turned over, turned back the next second. By the way. At the same time, he had to say something. What Song Tianli didn't expect was that Iron Head held a dagger in his hand and instantly cut across his neck. Why? Why? Song Tianli covered his neck and asked in an incredulous tone. What you said is very reasonable, but I don't believe it. Based on my observations over the past few days, I guess you may be the chosen one. If I kill you, I will get the golden finger and change my fate against the heavens. Even if you're not, it's okay. Killing someone is not a big deal just to get the chance to get the golden finger. Iron Head looked at Song Tianli, who was holding his neck, and a hint of madness flashed on his face. Even if there is only 1% chance, he is willing to kill Song Tianli and give it a try. Once the guess is correct, then he will truly change his fate against the heavens. Just as he finished speaking, Song Tianli, who was covering his neck in front of him, suddenly turned into a white smoke. At the same time, a dagger pierced into his heart from behind the Iron Head. Are you good at guessing? But if you guess correctly, won't you die? Accompanied by a cold sound. You. Iron Head wanted to say something, but his vitality was getting weaker and he didn't have the strength to finish speaking the rest. So, the Iron Head slowly fell to the ground. Looking at the dead Iron Head, there was no expression on Song Tianli's face. This is not his first time killing someone. In the past 20 years, the number of people who have died at his hands has reached double digits. So, he has no psychological burden. Although the land of China has technology, it is mainly focused on cultivation, so it cannot be as stable as the Blue Star. This place has always been a jungle. If you don't kill others, they may kill you. After killing Iron Head, Song Tianli skillfully took out some potions and dripped them onto the opponent's body. Quickly, the body burned. In just a few seconds, Iron Head's body disappeared without a trace. As the sixth in the 6th year, Song Tianli deeply understood a truth. After killing someone, one must destroy the body and wipe it out. Otherwise, it is easy for some people with special abilities to follow through and find themselves. After the destruction of the body, Song Tianli did not end like this. He used the technique of multiple shadow clones again to create a clone, and then had the clone use the transformation technique to transform into the shape of an Iron Head. He didn't know if anyone had seen Iron Head coming to his small courtyard. If someone sees it, it's easy to cause trouble if they see that the Iron Head is in but not out. So, he transformed his clone into the shape of Iron Head, walked out of the yard, and headed towards the direction of Iron Head's home. Along the way, the clone deliberately passed through several crowded places, allowing others to see his presence. Finally, he only released his clone after waiting in a deserted place. In this way, with the disappearance of Iron Head, no one can contact him anymore. This golden finger came in time. Otherwise, it would be a bit troublesome to handle it, Song Tianli whispered. After returning to the room, he brushed his phone again. Today is the 2nd day, and he can make another ability selection. However, this kind of multiple-choice question is not so easy to encounter. Sometimes it's hard to encounter, but its ability or side effects are unacceptable to Song Tianli. For example, multiple-choice questions like this. If you were given 1 billion, but there would be a snail chasing you forever, refreshing its position at 12 o'clock every day, randomly appearing in any place. Once touched by a snail, it would die. Faced with such a multiple-choice question, Song Tianli could only choose to give up. 1 billion is certainly tempting, but this kind of inevitable outcome is not what he wants. Although the probability is very small, Song Tianli, as a seasoned senior, naturally does not want to take any risks. What if I'm not lucky, that snail will one day randomly refresh on his face? Isn't it that I'm going to cool down? He now has a golden finger and earns 1 billion, which should not be difficult, there is no need to take this risk. So, Song Tianli could only continue to brush and search for multiple-choice questions. Finally, an hour later, his eyes lit up. If you have the skills in the 3 Kingdoms kill, but need to incur a debt of 100 million, if you don't pay it off within a month, you will die. Are you willing? For this multiple-choice question, Song Tianli did not hesitate to choose yes. He knows the skills in the Three Kingdoms kill. There are many very interesting but extremely powerful skills. With Song Tianli's choice, he gained an additional set of skill cards in his hand. He spread out his skill cards and looked for a while, only to find that it was not much different from what he knew. For example, basic cards. Kill, Thunder Kill, Fire Kill, Flash, Peach, Wine Weapon cards. Zhuge Crossbow, Qinglong Yenhua Blade, Qinghong Sword, Fangtian Painted Halberd Horse Pairs. Speed +1 horse, Speed +2 horse, Speed .1, Speed .2 defense cards. Renwang Shield, Vine Armor, Silver Lion Brocade Bag card hand in hand, Crossing Rivers and Bridges, Flawless, Borrowing a Knife to Kill, Making Things Out of Nothing. When Song Tianli saw these skills, he almost burst into laughter. These skills are fantastic for dealing with enemies and saving lives. With these skill cards, even if his chosen identity is exposed tomorrow, he won't be too embarrassed. Squeak. Tianli, we're back. At this moment, the sound of opening the door and talking to a man sounded outside. Upon hearing this sound, Song Tianli put away his card and walked out. The person entering the door was a middle-aged man and woman, who looked ordinary and had a decent reputation. These are the parents of Song Tianli, Song Qian and Yang Jie. Dad, Mom, have you just finished work? Song Tianli approached and asked. Their family has a strange rule that no matter who comes back, no matter whether there is anyone in the house, they must shout when entering. For example, when Song Tianli came back before, he shouted, "Mom and Dad, I'm back." And his parents would shout, "Heavenly Justice, I'm back." This regulation was established by Song Tianli. Chapter 9. The identity of the Elector is exposed. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Song Tianli had already traveled over and learned about the matter of the Chosen One, so he began planning. This strange rule is to distinguish whether the person returning is their family or not. If someone impersonates, it can be identified immediately. Have you just finished work? This sentence is also a probing one. I left work early and ran into your Uncle Wang on the way. We chatted for a while, Song Qian replied. Upon hearing this answer, Song Tianli nodded and returned to the room with his parents. As long as Uncle Wang is mentioned in the words, it means it is true. I'll go cook. Song Tianli's mother Yang Jie said and walked towards the kitchen. 40 minutes later, the three of them were watching TV while eating food. During this period, no one spoke. Song Tianli's parents did not inquire about his gains this time or whether he had become a chosen one. Tianli, what are you going to do next? Song Qian asked after finishing his meal. The Song family, one of the three major families, is hiring in a few days, and I plan to apply. Make some money and subsidize household expenses. That's okay, we have to do something. At this point, the conversation between the father and son came to an end. If there were outsiders here, they would definitely feel that Song Tianli and his family are all a bit strange. Their communication gives people a feeling of being endless. In theory, this situation should not exist between father and son. Tomorrow there may be guests coming. Please take a day off with your mother and treat the guests well, said Song Tianli suddenly. Okay. Song Qian nodded. Then, Song Tianli returned to his room. The communication between father and son has come to a complete end. At night, Song Tianli did not sleep, but stayed in his secret base to practice. He has been like this for the past 20 years. When able to cultivate, never slack off. The land of China is a world of the fittest, and although the golden finger is important, it is also very powerful. However, the most important thing is still one's own strength. If one's cultivation is strong enough, even without the golden finger, one can still surpass the others. Quickly, time arrived at midnight. When the clock rang at 12 o'clock, Song Tianli suddenly felt his chest, and the divine coin became hot. Not good, the final test is coming. On the third day of leaving the chosen city, all the chosen ones will be exposed. Only by passing this level can one truly possess the golden finger. It's just that Song Tianli didn't expect to be exposed on time after 12 o'clock. Thinking of this, Song Tianli's figure flashed and he quickly appeared in the courtyard, then took out a cloud-piercing arrow. Shoo, pa! Quickly, the arrow pierced through the clouds rose into the air, creating a magnificent and dazzling fireworks display. The fireworks formed a mask-like appearance, which was really beautiful. At this moment, many people were awakened from their sleep. A cloud-piercing arrow, thousands of troops and horses come to meet. However, nothing happened in the location where Song Tianli was located. He hurriedly left home and raced towards the distance. He is very fast, like a phantom. However, he still felt slow. So, with a flip of his palm, he took out a horse card for the Three Kingdoms kill. Speed +1, he said, slapping his horse card on himself. In an instant, his speed doubled. Speed +1 doubles one's own speed, while speed +2 doubles one's own speed. While running, Song Tianli felt that his chest was getting hotter and hotter. The next second, the divine cut coin on the chest suddenly flew out a colorful glow. This colorful glow rises into the sky, towering into the clouds with a diameter exceeding 2 meters. Not to mention the people around here, even the entire Qianzhou can be seen when looking up. Of course, situations like this are not just the case with Song Tianli. All the chosen gods on the entire land of China are like this. The previous battle for the golden finger was just a small skirmish. Now, the real fighting has just begun. Because now all the positions of the chosen ones have been exposed. Many people from various factions are waiting for this moment. Not to mention other places, there are many people in Qianzhou who are heading towards the direction where Song Tianli is located. They didn't reveal their identities, their uniform night clothes didn't even show their eyes. During his sprint forward, Song Tianli used transformation techniques. He cannot let his appearance be exposed. Otherwise, even if we avoid this one, once our appearance is recorded, it will be easy to calculate in the future. That's also why he is in a hurry to stay away from the small courtyard where he currently resides. I just don't want someone with a heart to see where he came from. The colorful glow on Song Tianli's body was too obvious, shining hundreds or even thousands of times brighter than the bright lights in the dark. So soon, someone flying objects appeared over him. And there's more than one person. Kill. Immediately, a person whispered and approached Song Tianli. Faced with this situation, Song Tianli also knew he couldn't escape, so he didn't rush forward anymore, but stopped and prepared to confront the enemy. Since there is nowhere to escape, we can only have one battle. Soon, a person appeared on top of Song Tianli's head and struck with a sword. This sword is powerful enough to break mountains and rocks. Ren Wang done. Facing this sword, Song Tianli took out a defense card from the Three Kingdoms kill and threw it out. Suddenly, this card transformed into a huge black shield in front of him, blocking his way. Bang! The sword above his head landed on the shield, making a loud roar. The Ren Wang shield showed no signs of fragmentation, and the person who launched the attack was bounced back several tens of meters. His body wobbled and twisted several times in the air before stabilizing. However, soon the shield of Prince Ren also dissipated. These cards are all disposable items and will disappear after being used once. Hand over the golden finger, I can spare you from dying. At this moment, dozens of black-clothed people had already surrounded the top of Song Tianli's head. Everyone can fly objects. And above the ground, there are people constantly rushing towards this direction. You can't help but understand what this golden finger represents. If you want me to hand over my golden finger, it's not impossible. I want 10 billion. Song Tianli said, extending a finger. 10 billion is possible. However, you have to give me your golden finger first, said the black-clothed man in chief. Compared to the golden finger, 10 billion is nothing at all. As long as he can get the golden finger, not to mention 10 billion, even 20 billion, he is willing to give. But he didn't know that Song Tianli was just saying that, and he really had this idea. However, he is willing to negotiate with Song Tianli. Anyway, in his opinion, Song Tianli is now a turtle in a jar. Chapter 10. Hard Card Man in Black. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There's no such thing. It's a rule in the martial arts world to pay with one hand and deliver with the other, said Song Tianli. He is procrastinating at this moment because the colorful glow on his body only lasts for 3 minutes. These 3 minutes were like the sun in the darkness, with nowhere to hide. As long as he can withstand these 3 minutes, he can find a way to hide himself. I have money, but for a moment, I can't even come up with so much. If you give me your golden finger first, after dawn, I will definitely offer it with both hands, said the person in black. It's a bit overwhelming to ask you to come up with 10 billion at once. Okay, let's give a deposit of 1 billion first, and the rest will be credited tomorrow. How about it? Song Tianli said, seemingly reasonable. That's okay, give me your account. The black-clothed man led by him agreed without even thinking. Once you can know Song Tianli's bank account, you can follow the clues and know his identity. As long as you know his identity, it's not difficult to make him submit. Here. Song Tianli said, throwing out a piece of paper with the bank card number and name written on it. Of course, the name above is not his. As the 6th in the 6th year, it is naturally impossible to use a real vest. He still has many bank card numbers like this. The deposit is coming soon, can you give me the gold finger now, said the person in black, the leader. I haven't received a text message yet. I'll say it again, the deposit will be credited immediately. Now hand me the gold finger immediately. I said I haven't received a text message yet. Do you want to go back on your word? Then don't blame me, kill me. The black-clothed man, who was leading the way, didn't bother anymore and came towards Song Tianli again. 1 minute and 40.5 seconds, only 1 minute and 15 seconds away, Song Tianli said silently in his heart. At the same time, a Zhuge crossbow appeared in his hand. He pulled the trigger in front of many people in black. Shio shio shio. Suddenly, countless arrow feathers shining with cold light headed towards numerous people in black. However, for these arrow feathers, the people in black easily blocked them. However, at this moment, Song Tianli's mouth slightly curved upwards. The biggest characteristic of Zhuge crossbow is not the damage caused by the arrow feathers, but the accumulation of damage. The next second, nearly 10 cards appeared in his hand. Kill. Thunder kill. Fire kill. Kill kill kill. In an instant, a large number of flames appeared centered around Song Tianli. Amidst the flames were lightning and some invisible attacks. This flame swept multiple people in black among them. The black-clothed man led by him retreated quickly, so he was not swept away. But some people in black are not so lucky. When they were affected, they died directly on the spot. This scene scared many people in black out in a cold sweat. Undoubtedly, he is the chosen one, and indeed his means are superior. However, that's all for now. Meteors chasing the moon. The man in black waved his arm and a blue stream of light flew from his waist. This stream of light is like a dancing snake, heading towards Song Tianli. The phantom blue flowing light of the Zhang family. At the first moment, Song Tianli recognized the opponent's attack. The Zhang family is one of the 3 major families in Qianzhou, with extraordinary strength. No wonder they came looking for the colorful glow as soon as possible. Faced with this manifestation, Song Tianli threw another card. Impeccable, the impeccable card formed a transparent light shield around him, blocking the flowing light. Subsequently, the streamer and protective cover disappeared together. This is the invincible terror. No matter what kind of attack appears, it will disappear together. It's really hard to deal with. The black-clothed man, who was leading the way, looked ugly upon seeing this scene. He didn't expect that even though he had used his family's expertise, he still couldn't win Song Tianli. He knew the Chosen One was difficult to deal with, but he didn't expect it to be so difficult to deal with. You should know that this time, in order to deal with the Chosen One, the Zhang family dispatched a large number of manpower. Let's take action together, there's no need to keep it. The black-clothed man led by him said to the other black-clothed men. Previously, in order to conceal my identity, I dared not use the unique skills of my family. But now that it has been exposed, there is no need. So, many still living black-clothed people no longer have any reservations. Blue streams of light flooded towards Song Tianli. 30 seconds left. Song Tianli calculated the time. At the same time, he also played a card. Silver Lion. A huge silver-white armor appeared around him. This armor shields him in the middle, blocking all the blue light. Unlike the impeccable, the Silver Lion, after blocking numerous streams of light, never disappeared and has always protected Song Tianli. Without a single hit, the members of the Zhang family launched another attack. For a moment, various attacks flooded towards Song Tianli. Suddenly, smoke and dust rose up, and gravel splattered, blurring everyone's vision. After a few breaths, as the dust dissipated, everyone turned their gaze to the place where Song Tianli was located. They found that the Silver Lion armor protecting him was slowly disappearing. However, Song Tianli did not suffer any harm. The most important thing is that the colorful glow on his body has completely dissipated. They saw that Song Tianli slowly raised his hands and crossed his fingers in a cross shape. The next second, a large amount of white smoke emitted from his position. Immediately after, Song Tianli kept flying out of the white smoke and scattering towards the surroundings. The colorful glow disappeared, so next, Song Tianli naturally had to flee. He can't be tough with these people in black. He only has a total of 100 cards on his body, but when he uses them up, they are gone. In just 3 minutes, we have already used up more than 10 copies. Once all of them are used up, he will undoubtedly die in the face of these black-clothed people. Now that there is no rainbow glow on his body, he can run away recklessly. Watching Song Tianli constantly rushing out of the white smoke, the people of the Zhang family were confused. Kill them all. The black-clothed man led by them launched an attack. However, at this time, Song Tianli used cards with speed +2. His speed has directly doubled. This made the black-clothed man, who was already a bit unable to kill, even more flustered. In almost the blink of an eye, hundreds of Song Tianli scattered and couldn't catch up for a moment. However, as one of the 3 major families in Qianzhou, the Zhang family is not only prepared to seize the golden finger. These black-clothed men flying with imperial objects were just the vanguard troops to hold back Song Tianli. Previously, not only Song Tianli was procrastinating, but they were also procrastinating. At this moment, the large army of the Zhang family has arrived.